What it do, Bruce, Juice, crew, and it's a waiver wire Wednesday as we go deep on the waiver wire, looking at all positions. So if your waiver wire ran yesterday, you're here for that confirmation bias or your second run later in the week, or some of you guys got a Wednesday waiver wire, and we don't stop for you. That's why you need to click that subscribe button right now, because we're talking about the waiver wire every single day. One of the most important pieces in fantasy football. We go deeper than anybody else. Anybody. We're the fastest, quickest, deepest, and we're finding those diamonds in the rough. On top of that, we're going to help you set your lineups, covering every single matchup this year. And then on top of that, we're deep diving all the trending prospects, all those guys getting anointed or even possibly getting anointed to a starter's role for the week or multiple weeks. You'll know more about that player. We did that on Emanuel Wilson last night. Click that subscribe button. Stop missing out. It's a free resource. Ric Flair's watching. You do not want to disappoint Ric Flair. But this waiver wire Wednesday, we got some interesting players to look at. And I want to start with the most interesting situation and give you the hot take or what you need right now. And you're looking at Shedeur Sanders. If you're in a 12-team league and you're in a position where you're not in cruise control, but you're in a good spot, stay away. Stay far away. Now, if you're in a deeper league, if you're in a super flex league, and you're wondering what could potentially happen, and if you want my educated guess, which when it comes to this situation, I've been making fun of the Browns all year, and Kevin Stefanski, Barry, and everything, just making fun of what they've been doing. I've been making fun of this team. I'll definitely say the odds are more likely that it'll be looking like the Panthers preseason game, and you're going to be on the edge of your seats, and you're probably going to come away from that game, if you're a hater, having something to hate on, and if you're a fan, having something to love on. It's going to be right down the middle, and he'll probably hit that threshold, probably hit the over what Underdog has of 157 for total yards. And it ain't always going to be pretty. He's probably going to have a few pretty throws, a few ugly throws. It's going to be right down the center line. I think this Raiders team is going to allow this offense to run it a lot. But if I'm in a position in a 12-man league and I got my quarterback, I'm staying away. If I need to shoot for some upside, I'll look at the Browns if I have to. But that's mainly 14-teamers, 16-teamers, and if I'm pressed for that. A.J. Barner was not mentioned in some waiver wire articles when he really should have. He had 11 targets, and he's hit a few times this year. He hit 2 weeks ago in week 9. He's hit a few times this year. It's hit a fairway. This is a tight end you need to pay attention to. He's a guy that you look at off the waiver wire that could randomly get that touchdown. That's what I primarily look at him for as a touchdown gamble. And some of these matchups are more likely than others, but that's what I have A.J. Barner categorized as. And right now, deep into the season, tight end's not deep. So I'm looking at him as a pickup potentially if I'm not well off a tight end. So really like the bottom 3 teams in the league. Manny Wilson might get nuked by Josh Jacobs again. This isn't the first time we looked at him as a pickup off the waiver wire. He might get nuked again. The knee is structurally fine. Josh Jacobs is day-to-day. It's Wednesday. So we need more practice reports. Waiver wires should run on like Wednesdays or something when we're starting to get these guys coming out later in the week, or there should be like an extra run or whatever. But Manny Wilson, though, is looking good if he gets the workload. He ain't going to be messed with. He will get the snaps. He will get the touches. He will be a volume horse for you if you need a volume horse for your lineup. And I think no matter what, more than likely, he will at least hit the fairway, 10 to 12-ish, 15-ish PPR fantasy points. He will need to hit multiple touchdowns or bust off a big one to really splash for you. But I think we'll be good considering the volume, considering how this team operates, to hit the fairway. Troy Franklin is a get off the waiver wire if he's still there. I think he should be off the waiver wire. We've been saying this for weeks now. I just look at the waiver wire content out there. He's just there. That's why I bring up some of these players, because to get deep, you got to go shallow, because if your league's active, then some of these guys are also getting dropped. So I kind of understand it on that, but also the fantasy football industry is lazy, and it It's not that good. You got a lot of full-timers in the industry, and they just don't dig deep enough. However, contrary to that, if it's active, people are turning burning and coming off a bye, off of a game where you probably didn't start him against the Chiefs. You're looking at 12.4, and then week 9, he scored 8. Maybe, but he's getting a lot of targets lately. 10, 8, 10, 9, 8. He's looking solid. He needs to be at least on somebody's bench. Trevor Lawrence is a butt rock quarterback here that hits the fairway almost consistently. And that's what I like about him off the waiver wire, that if you're looking for a butt rock quarterback, a quarterback that doesn't like push the pace too much, that doesn't go bombs over Baghdad. Like you look at the passing attempts over the last 3 games, 34, 23, 22. You're looking at that. Trevor Lawrence, though, he's good for the fairway. He's a little bit safe. I would say a little bit safe. He's not all the way safe, but he's a little bit safe. That's what I like about him. If I'm looking for upside, I'd probably look the other way. He can get you to upside. He's just not good at getting there. Dalton Schultz is good at getting targets, good at running a lot of routes, getting a good route participation rate. He's starting to turn me wrong, which is good for him. Maybe I have to get on his side. Last year, he was averaging 5+ targets a game, wasn't doing much with it. He was doing that the same here. He's rocking good with Mills. He's getting a lot of opportunity with that. C.J. Stroud, he does not rock as consistent with him. But right now, we're getting the targets. We're getting the volume. The last 3 games, 8, 11, 9. He rocks with Davis Mills. That's one thing to say about Dalton Schultz. You do have a Thursday game. It's against the Bills. Be on the lookout. Sean Tucker, kind of same thing with Emanuel Wilson. Like, Bucky is back there watching. And this is all on Bucky. Like, he's a big pickup. He should have been picked up last week. We told you to pick him up last week. I did just a video on him. That's why we do the deep dive, so you can make your decision. Because prior to week 11, back-to-back weeks, leading this team in rushing. And that was an indicator. I should have been louder. I'll say that. I should have been louder. But that's me holding a lot of accountability to myself. I did call it out with a whole damn video, but I should have been louder for lineups. But when I'm looking at this, if Bucky's out, he's going to lead this team in rushing. It's going to land where it's going to land fantasy scoring wise, but he's going to lead this team in rushing. They're going to use him up the gut. He's got a bigger workload going forward. If Bucky's not the same after this ankle injury for the back end of the season, because he's been out weeks, then they're going to use him a little bit more, but it's probably not going to be grandiose for fantasy. But it's also something to monitor as a stash just in case something happens. Especially you got 2 running backs in front of him to watch anyways, which is double time when it comes to injuries. Sean Tucker, though, you're watching the practice reports. He's going to lead this team in rushing. If Bucky's out, Alec Pierce should be rostered. He's in all the waiver wire articles. I think people are looking at the roster rates, but competitive leagues, he's rostered. He's on a team that slings the rock. He gets deep ball city. If he gets that deep ball target downfield, he brings in 1 or 2 of those. He's splashing. He splashed a few times last year. We do have the Chiefs here this week on the road. That might reduce his opportunities, reduce his impact. But again, he's going to hit a few more times this season, and it could be a good bit. Jacoby Brissett, he's in fire game scripts, guys. He's in fire game scripts. He's not rostered in all the leagues, but look at passing attempts here. 44, 36, 31, 44, 57. Might be slower against Jacksonville. Might be, maybe not. Some of these game scripts you look at, they could have been slower, but it didn't happen. You got Tampa Bay on the road. That has to be a fire game script. You got the Rams. Like, if you're looking for an upside play off the waiver wire, there you go. Noah Fant, good athleticism. Flacco's pushing the ball around. If Burrow is back, he'll push the ball around. And you're seeing him around the red zone, 6 targets. He is going to be up and down, but it is also an offense that you know that is going to be in game scripts where they're just slinging the rock all over the place. Bam Knights. You're watching Trey Benson. Like, if Trey Benson, Bucky, and Josh Jacobs come back very quickly, they're going to wreck this waiver wire. That's one thing you say about it. Mike Carter sucks, and Amari Demercado is hurt. So, Bam Knight's going to be the man in this offense. I can't say that's going to lead to fantasy production, but I can definitely say he's going to be the man in the offense, and they're trying to push the pace. They're slinging the rock. He might get an opportunity to score. Michael Wilson should have been picked up. He was a prime pickup. Everybody was picking him up. He's in all the waiver wire articles. So I'm going to bring him up just in case you guys relate to the party. And there is a tendency for leagues to do this where it's Thursday or Friday, you get the news, and there's a slow reaction. It's a little bit of a conservative reaction where a player like this doesn't get picked up. He is going to be the guy getting the deeper targets downfield. He's going to be getting that volume. You're going to be looking at him. He got 18 targets. Brissett looks his way. 7 targets the week before. He's good for your flex. He's solid for your flex. Is this going to look like this every week? No. This was a game script that went off its rocker. It's probably going to look like 7 to 10 targets every week. Joe Flacco, no matter what. If you're looking for a waiver wire quarterback, he's got 2 studs, one currently right now, but you're looking at Joe Flacco here. You got the Patriots, you got Baltimore, but you're getting a lot of pass attempts every single game. You're getting a lot of opportunities here. And some of these game scripts, when you're throwing it 40 sometimes a game, it's just going to go off for you. Dawson, Knox, if you're looking for a tight end out there running routes with Kincaid out, here you go. He's going to be in fire game scripts. Might get you that touchdown somewhere down the line. He's a gamble tight end for the touchdown every single week. Tuten flashed. We're watching the ankle. LaQuint Allen, too, is good. He's a solid pickup if you're in that dire of a situation or in a deeper league. Tuten, though, looks like he's in line for more work. That could be happening once they figure out this ankle and when they can do that. Trey Tucker is the man in this offense. He got 8 targets against the Cowboys. Like, I wouldn't trust him against the Browns, but in some of these matchups, you may have to do it. You may have to do that. But he's getting volume here. He's getting opportunities. Scored a touchdown in this matchup. He's not getting a lot of deep balls. 47 yards against the Cowboys. But he's getting that work. He's getting a lot of opportunities in this offense. Tyler Shough. Now, this is a story of bad quarterback play leading to fantasy production at times. And this is a story of a guy that will chuck it downfield. Shough will chuck. And if that happens and the game script lends to that and he connects on some of those throws, he could be a good gamble for you. He's also risky. He's volatile. So if you can't afford risk, then you stay away. Brenton Strange is almost back. And when he's back, he'll be running a lot of routes. And he'll also be one of the most targeted tight ends in the league. Doesn't always lead to fantasy production for him, but he was on a hot streak before he got injured. So if you're hurting that bad at tight end, this might be the play for you to look at. Chris Rodriguez, if you're looking for touches at running back, 15 carries in Week 11 against the Dolphins. We're coming back from bye. We got some rougher matchups. If you're looking for touches for your running back and you're hoping it leads to fantasy points, he almost hit the fairway, and that's probably what you're looking at him for. Maybe 9.5, 10, 12. If we get that touchdown, if we don't, then it's 9-8. If we do, then it's like 13, 14. Type of deal here with Chris Rodriguez in terms of fantasy production. Christian Watson should be rostered in all leagues. You just need to know who he is and what he's about. He is a deep ball dandy. Remember J-Mo when he had that cold streak and now he's running hot? He's going to do the same thing. He's going to have cold streaks. He's going to have hot streaks. You got to know that, and you got to be equipped for that, and you got to just put your nuts on the table when you start him or if you're thinking about it. There's no start-sit dilemma with him because you don't know, because he'll cash on the big play in bad matchups. He'll whiff in good matchups. It does not matter because it's all about the deep ball and connecting all that one play that could be broken. Devin Singletary, kind of like Chris Rodriguez, but I think more consistent, more effective. Devin Singletary just getting a lot of touches in this offense. If you're chasing touches from a running back and you're looking at that off the waiver wire, Devin Singletary is a guy to pay attention to. I would not look at him as an upside stash. He could be an accidental league winner, but not a guy that you're looking to take over the backfield and be a big-time producer like David Johnson back in the day. Luther Burden is a big-time lottery ticket stash. 4 or 5-star recruit. A lot of upside. I'm not looking at him for lineups right now, but if I got an extra spot and I'm looking for a stash at wide receiver that could turn over as a league winner back in the season, and I can afford this on my bench all day long, He's about one of the few wide receivers in the league that can do this. He has the most potential to do this. He has the most upside to do this. Now get your cuffs in order. Like, I'm not going to go down every single one of these guys. You know what to do here. If you got the stud back and one of these guys are here to your stud back on the waiver wire and you're more than likely going to the playoffs, if your stud goes down in the playoffs and you don't have the fab to get Blake Corum, who's going to turn into Kyron Williams, you're fucked. Same thing with Tank, Brian Robinson, Tyler Allgeier, etc., etc., etc. Going down here to Greg Dortch. He's going to get ancillary targets. He's going to get ancillary workload. He's going to get a lot of short targets. You're home for the touchdown. You're home for the game script, the break. But if you're looking for a gamble in the flex, Greg Dortch, great guy to look at. You're looking at the Bills running backs. Kind of like what we said before, but you got a dichotomy here. And we already broke down this dichotomy like 15 times this year. Ray Davis, due to the market, not due to what I think, due to what I think from what I've seen from the market, it will be your fab buster. He will command more fab. He will get more talk from the fantasy football analysts, from Twitter, from beat writers, and you're seeing Ty Johnson getting the touches now. That's because that's how it played out last year. I would definitely say this, that if Ray Davis, with those initial touches, starts off cold, Ty Johnson can be the hot hand real quick, and that could take it over. So both of these guys will command value. Ty Johnson would be the cheaper one off the fab. If I lost Cook and I'm going deep into the playoffs, I would stash Ray, and I would buy Ty off the fab. I would definitely do that. I would get him. I would be aggressive. Or if you like Ty better than Ray, then you're cool too. I like Ty. I like Ty a lot, actually. I was big on his draft profile. I liked Ray Davis for what he is. I like Ty Johnson because he catches the ball in the backfield. It's very explosive. I think he can overturn Ray Davis in a single game. In a single game if they execute the same game plan as last year. Alec better is getting more work and more opportunity. All the wide receivers got banged up. He's got the Q. You got to watch him. But you're watching this 8, 6, and 6 targets. It's all starting to ramp up a little bit. Is that going to lead to fantasy points? I don't know. It's the Titans. It's the Titans. You can't trust it. You can't trust Ward. Kenneth Gainwell, Caleb Johnson. If Ward goes down, you want Kenneth Gainwell. But if he's down for multiple weeks, you want to stash Johnson because Johnson's got the upside. And the puppet master, Arthur Smith, you're not going to trust him fully with just one running back. You couldn't trust him with Bijan Robinson. How the hell are you going to trust him with Kenneth Gainwell solely in this scenario? Mack Hollins is our boy. He's our boy. If you need life advice, go to his TikTok. But he's going to have random games where he splashes. Drake May doesn't care, and he's the deep threat here. He's the contested catch guy. Red zone looks. We're due to score a touchdown. We're due to score a touchdown with the volume he's getting. 7, 2, 10, 5 at targets and how he plays the game. We're due for that. We're going to have a few more games where he hits. He's not going to hit every game. He's going to be off and on, but he has the chance. He will give you at least hopium for your lineup. Ollie Gordon. If you got Devin and Chain, get him. Get him. He'll be getting workload opportunity for a Doak Walker award winner. Has a lot of upside due to that. They'll use him around the red zone. Might use him more. Might use him more after bye. That's something to pay attention to. Probably more in the red zone looks. That's something to pay attention to. Cedric Tillman. Shedeur Sanders will at least be aggressive. It may be ugly NFL football, but he'll at least be aggressive. So that will give hopium. I won't say life. I will say hopium for these wide receivers because all it takes is 1 or 2 big catches, 1 or 2 big plays, and it's against the Raiders. I don't expect this to be long-term. It could be long-term, but I don't expect the coaching staff to be normal. I'll just say that because they haven't been. This is their 42nd quarterback to start for this team since 1999. Taj Brooks. Upside play. If Chase Brown goes down, everybody's going to want him. He's a lottery ticket play. He's a stash right now. And it's the Bengals. They will push fantasy production on these players. Rashard Smith, we're watching the routes ran. Every single week, I can tell you a story of why to stash. It's just not enough to stash. That's the thing about this. He's a lottery ticket right now. He's still a lottery ticket status. Things could change in the back of the season. He could have his blow-up moment, but still, he's not getting enough workload, but he is a good lottery ticket stash due to team, due to athleticism. Those are the players that we're looking at for this waiver wire Wednesday. Let me know who you picked up or you're looking to pick up in the comment section below. Make sure to hit that subscribe button on the way out. Well, thank you for watching. Catch you on the next video.